is just crazy that George Santos is holding on. One would think the responsible thing to do when there are this many charges against you, when you've lied to your constituents and all of it's been outed, that you would just leave on your own accord, that you shouldn't have to be pushed out the door by your fellow lawmakers, that you would do so just for the good of your constituents and for the good of the office. But George Santos obviously not doing any of that, and he is I think it was said that he is a disgrace to the office. I think that's probably being nice.
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here, and MAGA TV host Gina Loudon claimed that she knew Representative George Santos could not be trusted because he was an openly gay man. Real America's Voice and online presences have promoted right-wing and far-right conspiracy theories, including COVID-19 misinformation and 2020 stolen election lies.
Well, and I'm just going to say what many out there are thinking. This is a great lesson in identity politics. We get overzealous for somebody because of a specific trait that they can't control, right, that God gave them or whatever, and we decide, oh, it needs to be this person because of that. We need to be really careful about that. George Santos was a out-of-the-closet gay person. We have many wonderful, good friends, of course, with many on our side who are gay, but they don't run on that. When someone runs on that, I think whether it's skin color, whether it's gender, whether it's whatever it is, when someone runs on identity politics, my caution flag goes up immediately.
Their latest target is disgraced New York Congressman George Santos. Santos was recently hit with superseding indictments and faces 10 new federal charges. New allegations of identity theft and fraudulent credit card charges on his own donors are included in the indictments. George Santos will likely be arraigned this week.
Because if you're going to run on that, then I'm questioning what's really going on inside of you, why you don't just run on, well, what Dr. Martin Luther King said, right? The content of your character should be what it's all about. With George Santos, it was never that. There was no content in his character. Therefore, he was running on his identity. This should be a caution to every Republican out there who gets all excited about somebody because of identity politics. It's a nightmare.
George Santos is a fraud, and it surprised the panelists that he was still claiming innocence and denying everything. Why is he still in Congress? If an ordinary person did the things that George Santos has done, they'd be in prison already. These GOP jackaloons are always claiming that there's a two-tiered system of justice between Democrats and Republicans. If a Democrat was accused of half of the things that George Santos is accused of, Republicans would be jumping up and down, throwing a hissy fit to have them removed. When it comes to holding their own accountable, the GOP fails every time. We don't have an ambassador to Israel, military promotions are being held up, and we don't have a Speaker of the House because of Republican shenanigans. So what makes an extremist news channel decide on who to target for their hit pieces? Santos had to have stepped out of line for the right-wing media to call him out as being gay. The MAGA TV host blamed his legal downfall on gay traits. We've probably all seen the pictures that surfaced of George Santos in drag as his alter ego. That didn't seem to faze House Republicans at the time, so why is George Santos suffering from a gay trait all of a sudden? Was it because Santos was put out over Steve Scalise not reaching out to him for his support? Santos was apparently butthurt by the snub and went on the offensive, attacking Scalise for ignoring him. Can you really blame anyone for skipping on asking George Santos for help? He's a pathological liar who lied to get his job and is facing prison. Nobody wants to be associated with Santos, and he's throwing a fit about it. George Santos is a lying, conniving jackaloon that has no shame. He deserves everything that is coming his way, and he will likely lose his freedom. It doesn't have anything to do with being gay or not. The right-wing media knows what words will get a reaction from viewers. Gay is another one of those words that elicits a response in people. Real America's Voice is trying to associate being a petty criminal with being gay. Their reporting is biased and homophobic. George Santos deserves to be locked away, not because he's gay, but because he's a criminal. And that is an absolute fact. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.